Charles Townsend's jealousy grew over time, leading to a strained relationship. Between 1719 and 1726, it was rumored that Charles confined Lady Dorothy to Raynham Hall, forbidding her from seeing her children or engaging in any social activities. This period of intense isolation and emotional abuse became a defining chapter in her life, as she was essentially imprisoned within her own home. The once vibrant Dorothy was now shrouded in despair, creating a tragic atmosphere around her. This would be the root of one of Britain's most notorious hauntings. Hello listeners, welcome to Dark and Divine Encounters. I'm your host, Denise Dodge, and each episode I will be guiding you through two real supernatural encounters, one eerie and the other one more heartwarming. Life is a mix of trials and triumphs, and I've seen that the paranormal is no different. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, follow us on social media for updates. New episodes drop every Wednesday until the season ends. Please note, this podcast features stories of paranormal activity and true crime, which may contain details or descriptions of events and incidents that may be unsettling or triggering for some listeners. So please take care of your needs first and always. Today, for our dark segment, we are taking you to Raynham Hall, a grand estate steeped in chilling history and notorious for its most infamous resident, the Brown Lady. This spectral figure, clad in a brown brocade dress, has haunted the halls for centuries, with eerie sightings and unexplained phenomena that continue to baffle experts. What drives this restless spirit to linger? And for our Divine segment, we are exploring the profound near-death experience of Anita Moorjani. After battling terminal cancer, Anita's journey to the brink of death led her to a realm of unconditional love and enlightenment. Her miraculous recovery and the powerful insights that she gained offer a remarkable contrast to the haunting tale of the Brown Lady. What can we learn from Anita's transformative experience about the afterlife and healing, truly healing, before we die? In 1686, Lady Dorothy Walpole was born into the influential Walpole family at Houghton Hall in Norfolk, England. Her brother Robert Walpole would later become Britain's first Prime Minister. As a prominent figure in society, Dorothy's life was intertwined with political and social expectations. In 1713, she married Charles Townshend, the second Viscount Townshend, but their union was fraught with tension. Prior to this marriage, Dorothy had been involved with Lord Wharton, a known philanderer, which planted the seeds of suspicion in Charles' mind. Charles Townsend's jealousy grew over time, leading to a strained relationship, and between 1719 and 1726, it was rumored that Charles confined Lady Dorothy to Raynham Hall, forbidding her from seeing her children or engaging in any social activities. This period of intense isolation and emotional abuse became the defining chapter in her life, as she was essentially imprisoned within her own home. The once vibrant Dorothy was now shrouded in despair, creating a tragic atmosphere around her. From a psychological perspective, prolonged isolation, particularly from one's children, can have devastating effects on a woman's mental health. Being cut off from social connections and maternal responsibilities can lead to feelings of profound loneliness, helplessness, and despair. The absence of nurturing relationships can disrupt her sense of identity and purpose, potentially causing severe anxiety, depression, and emotional numbness. In the case of being isolated by a controlling partner, the emotional abuse amplifies these effects, eroding her self-esteem and increasing feelings of worthlessness. Over time, such conditions can result in a very deep sense of entrapment and hopelessness, and possibly can lead to long-term psychological trauma or breakdown. In 1726, at the age of 40, Lady Dorothy's life came to an abrupt and very mysterious end. The official cause of her death was recorded as smallpox, yet whispers of foul play circulated. Some believed that she had been murdered or had succumbed to a broken heart during her imprisonment. The circumstances of her death only added to the aura of sorrow and mystery that would forever linger over Raynham Hall. After Lady Dorothy's death in 1726, whispers of her restless spirit began to spread through the halls of Raynham Hall. The tragedies of her life, the emotional isolation, imprisonment, and the mysterious circumstances of her death seemed to linger, casting a shadow over the estate. It was not long before sightings of Lady Dorothy's ghost was reported, always described as wearing a brown brocade dress, the same one that she often wore in life. This haunting image earned her the name, the Brown Lady. Over the years, those who lived at or visited Raynham Hall claimed to have seen her wandering the corridors. Her presence is unmistakable. Witnesses described a pale, sorrowful figure, her eyes hollow, appearing as if searching for something or someone. The story of the Brown Lady became intertwined with the history of Raynham Hall. Her ghostly presence is a constant reminder of the anguish that she endured in life. Some say her spirit still roams, trapped in the very place where she experienced so much suffering. So, let's talk more about who saw the Brown Lady. Hey listeners, give me a moment just to tell you about one of my affiliate sponsors. Are you ready to supercharge your mornings? Meet Grateful Earth Coffee, the coffee that not only wakes you up, but also powers up your brain. So what's the secret? There's 6 amazing nootropics packed into every delicious cup. Nootropics are like brain boosters that enhance your focus, memory, and mental clarity. So imagine starting your day not just with a jolt of caffeine, but a super smart boost. So here's the lineup. There's lion's mane mushroom. Think of this as brain food promoting cognitive function and creativity. Next, we have chaga mushroom, which is for immune system support. Cordyceps mushroom, which is for energy and stamina. Bacopa monieri, which is for memory and relaxation. L-theanine, which smooths out caffeine's edges so that you have a more calm, focused energy. And last but not least, we have ginkgo biloba, and this boosts circulation to the brain, which ultimately sharps your mental edge. So start your day the smart way with Grateful Earth Coffee by using my affiliate link in the video description to purchase Grateful Earth Coffee. You'll not only support this brain boosting beverage, but you'll also help keep my podcast, Dark and Divine Encounters, thriving. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and follow us on social media for updates. Thank you so much. In the winter of 1835, Raynham Hall was steeped in festive decorations, the air thick with the smell of evergreen branches and the warmth of flickering candlelight. Amid the holiday cheer, however, an unsettling presence was felt. Colonel Loftus and a fellow guest, Hawkins, were staying at the hall during Christmas when they experienced something chilling. As they walked the dimly lit corridors late one evening, they suddenly noticed a figure gliding through the shadows, a woman dressed in a brown, old-fashioned brocade gown. The fabric rustled faintly as she moved, the soft, eerie sound echoing in the otherwise silent hallway. Both men stopped, their breath catching in their throat as they stared at her pale, almost translucent face. But what struck them most was her eyes, or rather, the absence of them. Where her eyes should have been were dark, hollow sockets staring blankly into the void. Colonel Loftus would later describe the sight as hauntingly unnatural, as if the figure before them was not from this world. The figure very soon after disappeared, melting into the shadows, and left behind a very icy chill that lingered in the air long after she had gone. 1 year later, in 1836, Captain Frederick Marryat, a seasoned naval officer and writer, found himself staying at Raynham Hall. Late one evening, as he navigated the dimly lit corridors, the air was heavy with a scent of burning wax, and cold drafts snaked through the old hallways. He suddenly felt a presence. His heart pounded as a figure stepped out from the shadows and, bathed in the soft glow of a lantern that she held before her, there stood the brown lady. Her brown dress illuminated in the flickering light, her face was far from serene. She grinned at him in a way that chilled down into his very soul, her lips twisting into what Marryat later described as a diabolical expression. It was not a grin, not of warmth, but of malice, and her hollow eye sockets deepened the sense of dread that washed over him. Absolutely panicked, Captain Marryat did the only thing that his instincts could get him to do. He drew the pistol out from his side. He fired directly at the figure before him. The crack of the gunshot echoed sharply through the hall, and the smell of gunpowder filled the air. But the bullet passed straight through her and embedded itself into the wall behind her, as if she was nothing but mist. The brown lady vanished as quickly as she appeared, leaving Marryat standing there, trembling in the wake of what he just witnessed. In 1926, nearly a century after Captain Marryat's encounter, the legend of the brown lady continued to linger. If anyone had seen the brown lady between 1836 and 1926, no one mentioned it. But our next recorded sighting would be with Lady Townshend, the wife of the 7th Marquess of Townshend, who once again brought the very chilling tale to life. One evening, as dusk settled over Raynham Hall, casting long shadows across the grand staircase, Lady Townshend's son and his friend claimed to have seen the ghostly figure of the brown lady. She appeared silently on the staircase, and her figure was illuminated faintly by the last light of day. The two young men were frozen in place, watching as the apparition moved with an eerie grace. Dressed in the familiar brown gown, her face bore a striking resemblance to the portrait of Lady Dorothy Walpole that hung in the haunted room right upstairs. The likeness was unmistakable, the hollow sadness in her expression echoing the sorrow of the woman that is immortalized in the portrait. This sighting reignited the belief in her existence. Rumors transformed to say that she had moved on from Raynham Hall, and her restless spirit was starting to wander the nearby estates of Houghton Hall and Sandringham House. In 1936, as Raynham Hall was being prepared for a feature in Country Life magazine, photographers Indre Shira and Captain Provand arrived with cameras in hand. They were ready to capture the grandeur of the estate. The grand staircase, filled with its intricate woodwork and sweeping banisters, was the focal point of their shoot. The air was crisp and filled with the scent of aged wood and old velvet draperies, and the soft light filtered through the tall windows and cast an ethereal glow over the entire scene. As Shira and Provand positioned their cameras, a sudden chill swept through the room, caused the temperature to drop noticeably. Both photographers, focusing intently on their work, were startled when they noticed, suddenly, a misty, veiled figure was starting to descend the staircase. The figure was shrouded in a gauzy, translucent mist, and her presence seemed to blend with the shadows, and it gave her an otherworldly quality. The sight was fleeting but undeniable, and as the camera's shutter clicked, the ghostly figure was captured mid-descent, her brown brocade dress flowing around her like smoke, and when the photograph was developed, the image revealed what appeared to be the Brown Lady, her spectral form unmistakable against the backdrop of the grand staircase. This photograph would go on to become one of the most famous ghost images ever captured, and it solidified the Brown Lady's place in the annals of paranormal history. During the 1960s, Raynham Hall continued to be a focal point of eerie encounters. Visitors and staff alike reported fleeting glimpses of the Brown Lady, their experiences often occurring in the dead of night. The hall, cloaked in darkness, seemed to come alive with whispers of the past as the figure was occasionally spotted drifting through the dimly lit corridors. These sightings were brief and elusive, leaving behind only the cold, lingering chill of her presence. The Brown Lady, with her sorrowful and spectral demeanor, remained an enigmatic figure, perpetuating the legend through these modern-day encounters. In the present day, the frequency of sightings is starting to diminish, and yet Raynham Hall still draws the curious and the brave. Paranormal enthusiasts and investigators flock to the estate, hoping to catch a glimpse of the elusive Brown Lady. The hall, now a blend of historical charm and ghostly allure, stands as a testament to the enduring fascination with its spectral inhabitant. Visitors tread carefully through the grand rooms of shadowy staircases, ever hopeful that the next corner or flicker of light might reveal the ghostly figure of Lady Dorothy Walpole, forever enshrined in the lore of Raynham Hall. You've just heard a chilling history of events that reminds us of the darker side of the supernatural. But here at Dark and Divine Encounters, we know that not all paranormal experiences are filled with fear. Sometimes they bring profound insights into the afterlife and clues on how to heal oneself. So let's shift our focus from the traumatized soul of Raynham Hall to the enlightening guidance of Anita Moorjani. Our next story will uplift your spirit and remind you that the realm of the divine can offer comfort and transformative wisdom. Anita Moorjani's near-death experience reveals a journey of unconditional love and miraculous healing, showing us that even in the face of life's greatest challenges, there is light and hope to be found. On March 16th of 1959, Anita Moorjani was born in the bustling city of Singapore. The vibrant streets were alive with a symphony of sounds, vendors calling out, the hum of traffic, and the ever-present rhythm of daily life. As she grew up and her family moved to Hong Kong, Anita found herself immersed in the rich tapestry of her traditional Hindu heritage. The cultural pressures and expectations were a constant presence, and it shaped her life with their weight. The intricate patterns of her community's traditions interwove with her daily existence, creating a complex backdrop against which she navigated her personal and familial responsibilities. In 2001, Anita's life took a dramatic turn when she was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, a relentless type of cancer that targets the lymphatic system. The news came like a harsh gust of wind, and chilling and unexpected. Despite her determination and the rigorous treatments that she had underwent, chemo sessions that left her feeling drained and weak, and radiation that scorched her body, her condition continued to deteriorate. The once bright and hopeful days now seemed overshadowed by growing darkness as her health declined and the harsh reality of her battle with cancer set in. By 2004, Anita Moorjani's battle with cancer had reached a dire stage. Her once vibrant life was now overshadowed by a relentless decline in her health. Her body, once strong, was now fraught with the toll of the disease. Tumors had spread extensively, some growing to the size of lemons, and they were pressing painfully against her organs and causing her physical form to show distortions. The once familiar comfort of her daily routines was replaced by the sterile, cold environment of hospital wards. The sight of her body, weakened and weary, was a stark contrast to the vibrant woman that she once was. The hum of hospital machinery became the constant backdrop, punctuated by the rhythmic beeping of monitors and the shuffling footsteps of medical staff. Each hospital visit felt like a temporary escape from the relentless grip of her illness, but the cycle of treatments and admissions left her feeling drained and disheartened. The scent of antiseptic hung in the air, a constant reminder of her grim reality, while the soft, sterile lighting of the hospitals did very little to dispel the shadows of her suffering. On February 2nd of 2006, the scene at the hospital became one of urgent chaos. Anita Moorjani was rushed in. Her body was lifeless and unresponsive. She was slipping into a deep coma as her vital functions faltered. The air was thick with a sense of impeding finality, punctuated by the frantic beeping of monitors and the hurried footsteps of medical personnel. The sterile hospital lights cast a harsh glow over the room, highlighting the grim reality of Anita's conditions. Doctors, their faces grave, delivered the somber news to her family. Anita had only hours left to live. Multiple organs were failing, and the tumors were spreading with ruthless aggression. Her family grappled with the unbearable weight of this reality, and a profound shift began. This was the threshold at which Anita's near-death experience would unfold. It was a moment poised between the finality of life and the enigmatic possibility of the beyond. Her family had no idea, but she was going on a journey that would not change just her life, but have big effects on the lives of people all over the world. Hey listeners, whether you're jetting off to explore a new city or rediscovering the hidden gems in your backyard, I've got the perfect tip for you. Check out Viator, a TripAdvisor company, for amazing deals on tickets to experiences, attractions, landmarks, and activities all over the globe. Imagine snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef, touring historic castles in Europe, or even taking a thrilling ghost tour right here at home. Viator has it all, and at reduced prices too. You might even find tickets to visit the incredible places that we talk about right here on Dark and Divine Encounters. So why wait? Dive into your next adventure with Viator and make every trip unforgettable. Click my affiliate link in the show notes to get started and support Dark and Divine Encounters while you're at it. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and follow us on social media for updates. As Anita Moorjani slipped into a coma on February 2nd of 2006, her physical body just laid still. But her consciousness, it embarked on a very profound journey. While the world outside continued with its urgent rhythm, Anita found herself in a realm of very serene detachment. In this space, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace and unconditional love. She was completely liberated from the pain and suffering that was plaguing her physical life. The sensation was one of profound clarity, and it was as if she was floating in a sea of boundless calm. In this otherworldly state, Anita experienced a heightened awareness. Her perception expanded to encompass everything around her. She described a 360-degree vision, a panoramic view that allowed her to not only see the ethereal realm she was in, but also the world she had left behind. Conversations between doctors and her family outside her hospital room were vividly clear, as if she were hovering just beyond the veil, absorbing every word and emotion. Within this transcendent realm, Anita was enveloped by a radiant light and an all-encompassing love, and it seemed to stretch infinitely. Detached from her physical form, her spirit felt as though it was merging with the universe, expanding and blending into the very fabric of existence. In this boundless space, she encountered the spirits of her deceased father and her best friend. Her father's presence was very reassuring, gently conveying that it was not her time to depart. And her friend, a warm, encouraging spirit, urged her to get back to that earthly body. As Anita's awareness deepened, she realized that her illness was tied and directly connected to very deep-seated emotional fears and a lack of self-love. In this enlightened state, she understood that the universe was composed of pure love, and because of that, she held the power to heal herself. This revelation was both humbling and empowering. It was a profound insight into the nature of existence and her own potential for recovery. In the ethereal realm where Anita Moorjani found herself, a profound decision was being laid before her. She was offered the choice to stay in the realm of light and love or return to her physical body. What would you have chosen? The sensation of being in this place, it was intoxicating. There's a pervasive warmth. A boundless serenity enveloped her. All anxiety and worry was gone. It was as if she was wrapped in the embrace of the universe itself. And yet, despite the allure of this peaceful existence, Anita also felt a strong urge to come back. She knew that her body, although it was frail and ravaged by cancer, had the potential to recover, and she recognized a very deep-seated purpose that she felt she needed to fulfill. On February 3rd of 2006, the hospital room buzzed with a mix of tension and disbelief. As if by a miracle, Anita began to awake from her coma. Doctors and family members, their faces etched with worry, watched in astonishment as Anita's eyes began to flutter open. The room, once shadowed with despair, now seemed to really brighten up with the aura and vibe of hope. In the days that followed, the transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Anita's tumors, once large and menacing, they started to shrink at an astonishing rate. The medical scans, previously filled with grim news, they showed her organs starting to function normally, the cancer receding with unprecedented speed. Anita's recovery unfolded right before the astonished eyes of her medical team and her loved ones. The rapid improvement defied medical explanation, but it was a testament to the profound shift that had occurred within her. In the weeks following her awakening, Anita Moorjani's recovery became a phenomenon that left her medical team in awe. The once grim prognosis transformed into a story of miraculous healing. As tests were conducted, the results revealed a startling truth. There was no sign of cancer left in her body. The scans, which were once darkened with the evidence of the disease, they were now a clean slate, free of malignancies that had once seemed insurmountable. Anita's recovery defied all medical explanations. The doctors grappled with the inexplicable nature of her healing, and they could only describe her condition as a miracle. Eventually, Anita was discharged. She was let to go home, cancer-free, leaving behind a legacy of hope and the enduring mystery of her extraordinary recovery. From 2007 to 2011, Anita Moorjani embarked on a profound journey of reflection and transformation. The years that followed her recovery were filled with deep contemplation as she processed the near-death experience that had dramatically altered her life. The quiet moments of introspection were often accompanied by the soft rustling of pages as Anita poured out her experiences and crafted a message of profound significance. Her newfound purpose led her to become a sought-after speaker within the spiritual and wellness communities, where the air was often charged with the vibrant energy of hope and renewal. Anita's focus is clear. She aimed to share the powerful message that she had received during her near-death experience, the message of unconditional love, self-acceptance, and the transformative healing power of love itself. Her words resonate with audiences. They convey warmth and wisdom. The vibrant hues of her newfound understanding painted her speeches and interactions. In 2012, Anita's story took a new form with the release of her best-selling memoir, Dying to Be Me, My Journey from Cancer to Near Death to True Healing. The book is rich with all the details of her journey, and I will include a link to the book so that you can get a copy of it for yourself. There will be a free digital copy that you can rent, and there will also be a link to a copy if you want to purchase one to have. The crisp rustle of book pages and the elegant flow of words in her memoir were complemented by the endorsement of Dr. Wayne Dyer, whose support helped bring Anita's story to a wider audience. Her memoir became a beacon of hope and healing, and its impact has extended beyond the confines of printed page and has touched the lives of many people all around the world seeking solace and inspiration. We want to hear your own paranormal experiences. Have you had an encounter with spirit or experienced something that you cannot explain? Send your experiences our way and you might hear them featured in an upcoming episode. You can reach out via email, social media, or through our website. And if you'd like to buy me a cup of coffee, my donation links are in the show description, along with a link to the show notes if you'd like to know more about today's topics. Your support helps us keep exploring real paranormal encounters together. And that brings us to the end of this episode today. We have balanced the scales of the paranormal, revealing both the unsettling and the uplifting. So thank you for listening to Dark and Divine Encounters. Until next time, tread lightly but fearlessly.